Hello everyone, I greet in the name of God Almighty. My name is Apostle Nathan Silas, and today we have a very interesting video to react to. And this one says that Malcolm X on the front page of Challenge, and this video was made in 1965 CBS News. I believe that we're going to learn a lot when we get down to this video. There's a lot that we need to learn about Malcolm X in this video. So if today happens to be the first time of you checking out my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section and I'm going to check it out. So guys, before we get on to the video, I'm a theologian and I make this video not to discredit anyone's religion. This is basically for educational purposes, and I believe that at the end of this video we all are going to learn from this. So I would like to encourage you to stay tuned to this video from the beginning to the end. I can tell you that there's a lot that we need to learn in this video. So guys, without any further ado, let's get on to this video and check this out.
Tonight, Front Page Challenge welcomes the outspoken Negro leader, Malcolm X.
Sir, what's the real reason why you two men split? Is it merely ideological, or is it personality? What else?
Probably personality. It was not the statement that originally was given by the movement when we split. It's more personality than anything else.
You've called people like Martin Luther King, who just got a Nobel Peace Prize, an Uncle Tom. Is this correct, first?
Well, I'd rather say that in the States, there's a law that has recently been passed, or a decision handed down by the court, wherein if you call someone an Uncle Tom, they can sue you for libel.
Well,
so I never refer to them as Uncle Toms. I would say that Uncle Martin is my friend.
Uncle Martin is your friend, yet you would disagree with his approach to what he wants to accomplish.
Definitely. If his approach would bring about what the black man in America needs to completely eliminate the problem that we have, I would say well and good. But I very much doubt that anyone who adopts the approach that Martin Luther King has been teaching to our people in that country can point to any meaningful gains that has actually served to solve the problem.
Black Muslims have sometimes, whether you have or not, and I think probably you have sometimes, it seemed to me, been preaching hate to meet hate.
I don't advocate any kind of hate.
But there's a lot of talk that sounds very much like it.
No, I think that the guilt complex of the American white man is so profound until when you begin to analyze the real condition of the black man in America, instead of the American white man eliminating the causes that create that condition, he tries to cover it up by accusing his accusers of teaching hate. But actually, they're just exposing him for being responsible for what exists.
Well, that's something of an argument, but I've heard speeches made by some of the people of your group. I think I've heard you make speeches. It seemed to me that you were advocating what I would have to describe, I think, as violence to meet the serious injuries that have been done your people, with which I totally agree.
I don't call that violence. I don't in any way encourage black people to go out and initiate acts of aggression indiscriminately against whites. But I do believe that the black man in the United States, and any human being, anywhere, is well within his right to do whatever is necessary, by any means necessary, to protect his life and property, especially in a country where the federal government itself has proven that it is either unable or unwilling to protect the lives and property of those human beings.
Just before Pierre takes it, you've got a pretty good fighter and the world's heavyweight champion lined up with you to help out. Yes, Pierre.
Well, Mr. X, if I guess I call you that, is that the proper appellation,
Yes.
Mr. X? I'm wondering if you still believe, as I think you certainly did at the time you were allied to the black Muslim movement, in a segregated black nation in North America.
I don't believe in any form of segregation or any form of racism.
Okay.
I'm against any form of segregation and against racism.
Is it, am I right in saying that the black Muslim movement, which you have left, did believe in that?
Well, Elijah Muhammad taught his followers that the only solution was a separate state for black people. And as long as I thought he genuinely believed that himself, I believed in him and believed in his solution. But when I began to doubt that he himself believed that that was feasible, and I saw no kind of action designed to bring it into existence or bring it about, then I turned in a different direction.
Are you still a Muslim yourself?
Oh, yes. I'm a Muslim. I believe in the religion of Islam, which believes in brotherhood, complete brotherhood of all people. But at the same time that I believe in this brotherhood, I don't believe in forcing my desire for brotherhood upon those who aren't willing to accept it.
Of course, I think the Christians would say that they also believed in brotherhood. What did you say to that?
I'd say they believe in it, but don't practice it.
Well, that'd be a pretty good answer.
Okay.
Sir, when the muezzin goes up in the minaret twice a day, he cries to the world, there is but one God, and he is Allah. Do you deny that there is a Christian God?
The muezzin does this 5 times a day.
5 times, and I only heard him twice.
Well, you were fortunate to hear him twice. But he does this 5 times a day, and the same God that he says that he expresses the existence of is the God that the Christians profess to believe in themselves, and the God that the Jews believe in. One God, the creator of the universe. The Muslims believe in the God that created the universe, and I think the Christians do, and the Jews do. Now, as long as all of them are talking about the creator, the Jews may call him Jehovah, and Christians may have another name for him. Those who are Arabic-speaking refer to him as Allah. Well, we believe in the same God.
Now, as the Muslim religion
I agree with him.
in the United States, are you modernizing it or sticking with the old faiths? For example, the complete segregation of the sexes.
I think that everything today on this earth is being modernized. Religious principles and practices, as well as political and other things.
Now, when you went to Mecca, this is a very sacred and forbidden city. I tried to get to Mecca myself and certainly didn't make it, not being a Muslim. But how would they accept you as one? You're an American. There are few American Muslims.
This is true, and by being an American and not having not being able to speak the Arabic language, I did strike a snag, a very serious snag, but I was fortunate to have been pretty well known by the officials in Arabia, and they knew too that I had accepted Orthodox Islam. It had been highly publicized in the paper, and I became a guest of the state. I was a guest of Prince Faisal, the present King Faisal, and they made it possible for me to go before the committee, Hajj committee or Hajj court, who examines you and asks you questions about your belief, and if you pass it, then you are okay to go to Mecca. But it's
You would
true.
have to have a translator then.
Oh, I had one. Then realizing that our problem in America, that we are black Americans, and we have a problem that goes beyond religion, we formed a group known as the Organization of Afro-American Unity. And the objective of this organization, it's non-religious, number one. Any Negro can belong to it. And the objective of that organization is to bring about a condition that will guarantee respect and recognition of the 22 million black Americans as human beings. We feel that the problem, number one, of the black man in America is beyond America's ability to solve. It's a human problem, not an American problem or a Negro problem. And as a human problem or a world problem, we feel that it should be taken out of the jurisdiction of the United States government and the United States courts and taken into the United Nations in the same manner that the problems of the black man in South Africa, Angola, and other parts of the world, and even the way they're trying to bring the problems of the Jews in Russia into the United Nations because of violation of human rights. We believe that our problem is one not of violation of civil rights, but a violation of human rights. Not only are we denied the right to be a citizen in the United States, we're denied the right to be a human being.
Mr. X,
Wow.
may I thank you very much for coming on our program and perhaps clearing away some of the cobwebs of misconception that some of us might have had about your belief. And I think you're a very sincere man, and it takes a lot of courage to admit a former belief is wrong, and we congratulate you for that and the service you performed tonight in giving us your views. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you.
Wow, this is a very interesting video by Malcolm X. I think that when he was giving his concept about God, on how the Jews believe in God, Muslims believe in God, and also the Christians believe in God, and all in all is the same God they believe in. I think I and him are of the same school of thought. And if you have been listening to my videos and listen all the time, you realize that it's the same thing I have been saying. I have been saying that is the same God, because if you look at the Islam, for them to explain who God is, you realize that it's the same one creator that we're actually talking about. Same thing is actually applicable to the Jews. But then the only thing is our mode of worship and how we practice it is what that differs. You could see that Malcolm X in a sense is a Muslim, right? But you see how he explained it. There's no much more difference in a sense what I have been saying. That's when it comes to what the religion. Now he was talking about the right of what human being, and this is where, you understand, a lot of us, you understand, are of an opinion that some of us, you understand, who happens to come from Africa or who are Africans, because whether I am in Australia or I am in the UK or I am in the America or Canada, as far as I am on this skin, right, Africa lives in me, irrespective of, I can decide to what, nationalize US. Okay, I'm a US citizen, right? But it does not change the fact that what, Africa still live in me. Whether I travel back to Africa or not, Africa still live in me. And that is why some of us, you understand, African feels like we are being denied the right, you understand, to live as human being. Some of us are not being seen as human being, and this is where, you understand, here we always try to make our point clear to the people to understand that, look, we can actually exist as humans. Allow us to be able to develop our nations. Because if you look at, in a sense, to our respective countries, for instance, we will talk about Nigeria, Rwanda, Ghana, Angola, South Africa, and all those things. If you look at what our leaders do, right, they went on to take the money that belongs to us, something that they could have used to develop our society. They take it either to the UK or take it to the US or take it to any of these Western country, right? And what did they do? They go there to go and hide it, right? If at all that place, you know, actually have interest of us, you know, Africa, at least probably they could have arrested these people back, send them back to those respective, you know, country, and return back those resources that these people are taking there. Even though the United States are trying, you understand, lately, and that's why I see what they normally send some of these monies, you understand, back to those respective, you understand, countries in which some of these leaders take this money to. You know, it's very sad and very unfortunate that we are going through this kind of a thing still in this very 21st century. Poverty, you understand, is eating us up, you understand, as Africans. And people always find a way of bringing division even within the Africans, and that is why you could see an African fighting, in a sense, against Africans. We are all the same black skin, so why fighting, you understand, with one another? We could say that this is what we are facing either in the Europe or in the West. Then what now happen in between us when we see one another? Do we see each other as one? And that is where brought about what the Muslim Brotherhood. They see each other as brothers, irrespective of your skin color or whatever you do. As far as you practice Islam, they see you as one. But can a Jew see you the same thing, you being the Christians, as one? Can a Christian, you understand, see a Muslim that they are one? Don't you see that when you go, you see the Muslim, they don't even care wherever they find themselves in, right? You just see that they just pray. Once it's time for them to pray, they just pray together. They don't care about your skin color or whatever. They just pray together. What about we Christians? That our religion is solely and built on love. Are we practicing the love that Jesus Christ showed to us, even in the cross, to the point that what? He gave his life for the atonement of our sin? Are we showing that love? Are we practicing that love? Are we living the Christ-like life we are supposed to live? Is our Christ-like life limited only to Sunday services or to religious, in a sense, gatherings? Or probably some people only on their homes, or to their family members or friends and colleagues and acquaintances? Is it extended to strangers, to people we have not met before? We have to reflect and examine ourselves. And wherever or whatever we know we do that is not in accordance to God's word, we seek for forgiveness, and he is just and he is going to forgive us of all our unrighteousness. I believe that a lot of you have thought an opinion, and I want you to drop it at the comment section, and God is going to bless you as you do so. So this is the end of my video. If you like my reaction, you should like, share, and subscribe. But if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section, and I'm going to check it out. So guys, you remain blessed, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.